This is Democracy Now! I'm Amy Goodman. As we turn to Sacramento, California, where protests continued over the fatal police shooting of 22-year-old Stephon Clark, an African-American father of two, gunned down in his grandmother's backyard. At the time of the killing, officers were investigating a 911 call reporting someone in a hoodie in the neighborhood breaking the windows of cars. One video taken from a police helicopter shows thermal images of Clark being pursued outside his home by two officers who draw their pistols on him.
All I can tell is he's got a hoodie on. He's running through the front yard of 29th Street. 29th Street. He's looking into another car that's in between the fence and the front yard.
Another disturbing video from a body camera worn by one of the officers shows the moment Clark is killed in a hail of 20 police bullets.
Show me your hands. Good. 5-7 shots fired. 7-8 down.
Sacramento's police department say officers waited for about 5 minutes before approaching Clark to administer medical attention after he was shot. The officers initially claimed they opened fire after Clark advanced toward them holding an object they believe was a gun. In a separate statement, the department later said the officers believed at the time Clark was holding a toolbar. Clark was found to have only a cell phone on him at the time of his death. On Tuesday, hundreds of protesters disrupted the Sacramento City Council meeting. They were led by Stephon Clark's brother, Stephon Clark, who rushed into the council chamber and jumped onto the desk of Mayor Darrell Steinberg.
Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark!
Stephon Clark. Protests over the police shooting of Stephon Clark also took place in New York City's Times Square Wednesday, where 11 people were arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, harassment, loitering, and traffic violations. Clark's funeral will be held today in Sacramento, with the Reverend Al Sharpton listed as one of the scheduled speakers. For more, we go to Sacramento, where we're joined by Barry Axius, founder of the Voice of the Youth and a community activist in Sacramento. Barry, thanks so much for being with us. Talk about the latest news and what you understand took place, not to mention after the killing, after the police opened fire on Stephon, why they then turned off the audio of their video cameras.
Well, first of all, good morning. Well, this is just a blatant show of excessive force that we're usually seeing here in Sacramento, throughout our nation, of the Sacramento PD taking the power into their own hands and not giving this young man dual process. And the fact that when you see him muting the body camera, all you think in your mind is, here comes a cover-up. Because this young man should not have been assassinated, executed in the back of his grandma's home.
Can you explain what happened on March 18th, on Sunday?
Well, from the video, it seems like a young man was going home. And these police officers were just on a hunt. The unfortunate thing about this area, Meadowview, that Stephon Clark is living in, is that this area is definitely overly policed. It's a oppressive area where there's lack of resources, lack of opportunities. So when you have police officers that feel they can do whatever they want to coming into a community, it's almost like black males and black females are target practice. So what happened to this young man is something that in 2014, me and other community leaders said, Sacramento, we have a big problem with policing here. Sacramento, we need help. When we saw the uprising in Ferguson in 2014, I remember talking to my council members saying that we are one national moment away from being Ferguson. And here we are at this moment. So we have been pushing for change. We've been pushing for more transparency. We've been pushing for more accountability. And we're asking for justice now for this young man that was executed.
I want to turn to Stephon Clark's longtime partner, Selena Manny, speaking to ABC 10. She says she's struggling to keep her heartbroken children, help them process the death of their father.
And I have to wake up every morning to my kids asking me, where's Daddy? Let's go get Daddy. I just tell them, Daddy's always going to be with us. Daddy's in our hearts always and forever. He's always going to be with us. Don't forget that. And even today, like, my son doesn't understand, like, hearts and tummies and stuff like that. So he goes, Daddy's with me. He's in my tummy. Like, yeah, Daddy's with you, right, baby? He's always going to be with you.
That's Stephon Clark's longtime partner, Selena Manny. Barry, can you explain what action the authorities are taking? First of all, Sacramento has its first African-American police chief. Is that right? And this California Attorney General has said he will investigate?
Yes. I mean, that's all water under the bridge. The unfortunate thing about it, as they put in Chief Hahn, we all knew that there was going to be a challenging moment. And here we are at the moment of truth. The understanding for us to say that you just have a black face and that we're supposed to be okay with that, that's just not enough. What we're asking, or what we're actually demanding, is that we now start looking at this Police Bill of Rights. This Police Bill of Rights is allowing police officers to basically skate when they do things like that. So it's not about having a police chief that has a black face. It's about real systematic change. And what we are demanding, what we are saying, that the people want change. And that change has to come when we look into the state level of what this Police Bill of Rights, how does it continually protect police officers for moments like this? So the frustration of the community has always been bigger than just the actual shootings of the police officers that they do on our streets. It's bigger than them. They're the actual pawns. It's about how are we going to make true policy change? Right now, Sacramento is at a moment that we can lead the nation in a progressive move to look at our Police Bill of Rights, check out how police are conducting themselves, actually give mandatory drug testing for lethal or non-lethal incidents when they occur, because I believe that if we find out the police state of mind, it will better let us know what and why the police do things like this. This has not been a problem that just happened yesterday. This has been historical.
Barry,
Black people have been targeted throughout the nation.
Barry, explain what happened at the city council meeting.
Emotion, rage, people being tired of being tired. I mean, we've been into City Hall, you have to understand, since 2014. This is nothing new. And we've been asking for true reform. If anything, we're asking for dismantling the system and having us, the people, be a part of recreating it. So what happened was emotions of a situation that I believe could have been prevented. No, I know could have been prevented. As we have asked and we have worked with our police department, as well as our city council folks, and we haven't got enough. So right now we're at this moment where we're saying, what do you want to do, Sacramento? We're here to save Sacramento. And what are our city officials ready to do to help us save Sacramento?
Barry Axios, I want to thank you for being with us and ask you to stay for a web exclusive part 2 of this discussion about what happened in Sacramento, the killing of Stephon Clark. Barry is founder of Voice of Youth and Sacramento community activist. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for joining us.